Hey, I wanted to jump on and talk a little bit about the black woman's pain. The black woman's pain. And it's no secret, okay? The black woman has pain. I mean, she has distress, she has like depression, she has anxiety. She's just going through a lot of things, emotionally, spiritually, physically, sexually, and what's the other one? Mentally, okay? She's going through a whole lot because she's having to, most of the time, carry the weight of her family. She's having to carry the weight of her hurts and her pains. She's having to carry that, and it's taxing. It's taxing, taxing. It's taxing on her, and it's hard. It's real hard. So the black woman's pain is a real thing. All right. So, and I do have some notes in front of me. So if you see me looking down, all right. So I wanted to talk a little bit about the black woman's pain. And first of all, I want to say that you don't have to be in pain. Okay. You do not have to carry the weight. You do not have to carry the uncertainty. You do not have to carry that, okay? Because I don't know you. I don't know your situation. I have situations that we have to work out. We all have situations that we have to iron out. And at the end of the day, it all boils down to how we handled that situation. How did we remedy or not remedy that situation, okay? And I'm not downplaying anybody's situations, okay? Because I've been in like situations where it was just like hopeless to me. But guess what? I'd learned how to hope in the Lord. You know what I'm saying? And He worked it out. It wasn't in my own intellect. It wasn't in my own understanding. It was because I cast the care upon Him, and He began to instruct me and give me wisdom. And He began to say, this is the way, walk this way. Or whisper, you get that still small voice that'll say, do this or do that. And long as you're being obedient, you have to be obedient to what He's saying to you regarding your situation. And guess what? He will not forsake you. You will find yourself out. Okay? Now, as far as a black woman's pain, I use that title because there is no secret that the black woman carries a lot of unhealed pain. And it's time to be healed, ladies. It's time to be healed, sis. Okay? Black women are suffering from mental illness because of unhealed pain. Okay, unhealed pain, whether it's self-inflicted pain or inflicted by somebody else. Okay, and self-inflicted, I say self-inflicted because a lot of times we bring stuff on ourselves. Okay, we do bring stuff on ourselves. And a lot of times, even in our ignorance, we do things that we're reaping repercussions from. Okay, we're reaping from those seeds that we planted last year or 10 years ago. We're still reaping the benefits, okay? Because the scripture says that you will reap what you sow. So that's a true thing. Reaping is a true thing, all right? So there's a lot of African American women who are suffering from mental illness, mental anguish, because they found themselves in a pit. They found themselves in a place of desolation. And the Lord in Proverbs, can't remember what chapter, but Proverbs, it says that, wisdom cries in the street, wisdom cries out, but people reject wisdom. And I'm just paraphrasing. People reject wisdom. So He says that whenever your desolation comes upon you like a whirlwind, that He's not going to hear you. He's going to laugh at your calamity. All right. So a lot of women are suffering because of them finding themselves in that desolate place. All right. And the only way you're going to get out of that is to repent and turn back to the Lord and stop rebelling against him. That's the only way. That's the only way you're going to get out. Ain't no pill, ain't no Xanax, ain't no Quaalude, if they still make that, I don't know. Ain't no bottle of alcohol, ain't no demon, you know, because some people who worship the ancestors and stuff, they're speaking to the familiar spirits that they think are the dead. That's not going to even help you, okay? That's gonna like maybe solve your problem for a minute, but guess what? Whenever you like call on demons, and demons deceptively help you out for a minute, guess what? You just opened yourself up to something else, okay? You opened yourself up to something else. If you pray to demons, to like false religions and stuff, say, oh, I want to have a baby. I want a baby. Help me. And then these people doing all of these rituals and stuff around you and making you drink all of these concoctions and stuff and making you do all of this and all of that. Guess what? You might have a baby, but guess what? You've sacrificed so much more. You're now like inducing a whole nother level of warfare. So be mindful of that. All right. So we have a lot of women suffering from mental illness, from addictions. You know, I say we're because I'm part of the culture, but Black women are having to be the provider of the families a lot of times because, you know, the babies are being born and then the fathers don't want to be involved. So that's a whole nother issue. So it adds to the Black woman's pain because it's a wound. I mean, it's a wound that inflicts her. And if not healed and if not handled properly, it's going to sit there dormant. And every little thing that press on that wound is going to be a trigger. And it's going to trigger you to do something to self-soothe. It's going to trigger you to do something to make that discomfort feel better. And whatever that something is, you will find yourself doing it to self-soothe. All right. So our Black men, you know, they are a lot of times wayward. You get like men now who have already been awakened and men who are like in right standing, and kudos to those men. But you have a whole lot of men who are just like, they're just like out there. They're out there, you know, they're rebelling and they're running from the voice of the Lord. They're running from their creator and they're deceived a lot of times. So it's just a lot of stuff going on with the men too. So it's kind of bouncing back off each other. You know, the men are hurting the women and the women are hurting the men. And then the men, you know, like shut down a little bit more. And then the women shut down a little bit more. And then the kids are like in the mix of it. So ain't no telling what they're going to be. They're going to be, you know, something, but it's not giving them a good chance, a good head start on life. Because guess what? By the time they get to a certain point, they're going to have to get all of that off of them. You know what I'm saying? Instead of the mother and the father, you know, like having a healthy family and teaching their kids how to grow up in the laws of God and to grow up in a right standing. Guess what? The parents are just acting a donkey, out there, and the kids are just left by themselves to one day have to fight all of those demons. Okay, they're gonna have to fight all of the parents' demons, the parents' demons, and if they don't fight them, guess what? They're gonna just trickle down to your children's 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 children. All right, so guess what? We are a race of people. All right, we are a race of people that have found ourselves in this land because of disobedience. We were displaced, okay, from our true purposes because of rebellion and disobedience. Deuteronomy 28 would tell you that, okay? So Deuteronomy 28, it speaks of the slave trade. I think I said this in another video, but it speaks of the slave trade, And it even says that you will return back to Egypt by ship. That's the slave trade. So just study it out because of disobedience. All right. So we are a race of people. We are God's chosen people. And we are being restored, okay? We are being restored back to the Father. All right. So let us stand and be that people. We got to stand and be that people. We have to like restore our families. We have to restore our sisters and our brothers. We have to learn how to pray so that we can intercede. We got to learn deliverance so that we can work out, you know, people's problems and situations where we can help them. We can help them get delivered, you know. So we have to stand on who we are, and we have to refuse to allow society to dummy us down. Okay? Refuse to allow society to dummy us down to a state of despondency regarding the nature of who we are. Because that's what's been happening. That's what's been happening. Look at the women. Look at the women all around us. You know, many of us, and I'm just saying us so I can include everybody. Many of us are struggling with our identities. So we see women now dressing like drag queens, you know, and I'm not saying don't fix yourself up. I'm not saying, you know, that you shouldn't put, you know, lashes on or, you know, your wigs and stuff. I'm not saying that, but you shouldn't be changing. You shouldn't be changing your whole true look. Okay. You shouldn't be changing your whole true look. You know, back in the day, whenever, you know, like drag queens and stuff first started coming out, they were like real animated. They had on the big hair, they had the tight clothes, and they had this and they had that. Now you can't even tell. You can't. Everybody's starting to look like that. Not everybody, but everybody who's trying to change their identity or change to be something that they're not. They're all looking like that now. They are all looking like that now. You can't even tell who's a drag queen, who's a man, who's a woman. You can't even tell that now because everybody's starting to look the same. You know, back in the day, certain attire was made for certain, you know, like certain situations. You know what I'm saying? Like, say, like strippers. You know, strippers might have wore a certain look. Now, you can see that look in Walmart. Is it a stripper? Might be a stripper. But it's a lot of people who like are mimicking that look who are not strippers, but they look like strippers now. You know, so it's changed up, but it's only because of the black woman's pain, okay? The unhealed pain. You have to heal inside so that you can radiate out healing, okay? Because if you become healed, and when you become healed for real, then you are going to be able to rest. You are going to be able to rest in your identity, okay? You're not going to be tripping because you don't have this platinum blonde hair down looking like the Nordics, okay? The Nordic, Nordic, you know? You're not going to be tripping because, you know, you're starting to like, you know, you're not going to be trying to transform and become this image that you're seeing all on TV. You're not going to be tripping. All right. So ladies, come on. We have to like heal our pain. Okay. We have to get healed from the pain. All right. However that healing takes place, but it's going to be underlining through Christ, through the truth, the way, the truth, and the life. That's going to be underlining. Now you can talk to a coach, you can talk to a counselor, you can talk to a elder, you know, or the older women, or to teach the younger women. Go and find your healing. Go and get your healing. All right. So yeah, I'm just going to stop right there because I don't want to just keep rambling and make this video longer than it needs to be. But black woman, get your healing. get your healing. All right? And until we meet again, thank you.